must be some software.
Just hang on. All right, we are now live. All right, welcome everybody to the E.C.B.R.O. Discovery News broadcast. We're just here for some open discussion. We're going to talk about a few topics and just have a few, simple discussions and whatever. If you guys have something that comes to mind besides the topics that we have, feel free to share away. We're still waiting on Kimmy. I was going to have Kimmy start off. She wanted to talk and share about her experience at the camping expedition. Uh, she wanted to get that off her chest. Uh, the list I have, I don't have all. I don't think I have all of it written down. It's whatever I posted on the thing, but I'll go through it and look it up here. There we go. There's Kimmy.
Hey, Kimmy.
Speaking of the devil, well, Kimmy's got her coffee, so.
Yeah, I have that.
Well, Kimmy, I was just telling the rest of them, I was gonna have you go ahead and start off with you. You wanted to share and talk about your experience at the camping expedition, how that was for you.
I thought it was exciting and fun.
Yeah, was it more than what you expected?
It was what I expected and more.
That's cool. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to share about it or talk about it?
I definitely can't wait to go out again. I definitely want to.
Yeah. That's cool. What about, how's Darren feel about it? I know he's asleep right now, but how's Darren feel about it?
He was excited too. He was thrilled about it. He was the only one that wanted to walk up to him.
I know he had some nerve though. I mean, but that was something. I hope we could experience something like that again. Maybe if not better. I don't know. Maybe next time we'll all be a little bit more prepared and get some really good footage. Definitely give us some real good bragging rights. So, but yeah.
I gotta say it exceeded my expectations too.
Yeah, I mean it was all. I mean everything that happened. I mean that just that one event on May 3rd there, that was definitely unexpected, and it was a lot of excitement for me. And yeah. So.
I was kind of like too short. I was behind Daniel and I was behind everybody, and I'm like this trying to look and see. And then finally I got to see, and I got excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say at first. At one point there, you almost appeared slightly frightened. Then you got excited about it too, like how we were all getting excited there. Cause I guess it was kind of a shock because you didn't know what to expect, But because I noticed when you were behind me, I heard you say that you were scared, and then I could tell you kind of melted because especially if you listen on the.
You're a mountain lion, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I know, that's the first thing I said to Tracy. I said, is that a mountain lion or a panther or a cougar? I was like, I didn't know what to expect.
I know on a little bit of recording I got, Kimmy did talk. You could hear her the whole way, and she was pretty calm the whole time.
Yeah. Because at one point she said, hey, Squatchy.
Yeah, ho.
Oh, no, wow.
Yeah, he's getting Tracy with that one.
Where's she going? That's what I was thinking. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad y'all had a good. I'm glad y'all had a good time. I'm glad y'all had an experience up there, man.
Yeah.
I knew it was up around that area. But y'all hit it. Y'all hit it at just the right time. That was clockwork to hit it right on time. Catch them coming in to feed, and y'all walk right in on them.
Yep. Oh, and for those who don't know, and I don't think I told you this either, Kimmy, but I gave you another label. You are our official Bigfoot vocalizer. Yep. Hey, it was your vocalizations that got us activity that night, so be proud of that. That's why it worked out great. Yeah.
We talked with our son, and he's only 2 hours away in North Carolina, and
Right.
he did a walkthrough for us. Oh my gosh, he is good. He's really good. I couldn't
Huh.
believe it. I was shocked. He actually did one, and it's like, whoa, holy cow, we need him.
It's just like, especially, and it wasn't just because we were at the lake and it gave off a good open vocalization and it carried, but it's just from all the different sounds I've heard, and then it really stood out, and it was very I don't know what's the word I'm trying to look for.
Tree.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean it was very authentic. So you did real
Sounded
good on that.
loud and clear.
Yep. So yeah, to me it was kind of like the Sierra Bigfoot calls. It had some of that resemblance in it. So that's why I was like, wow. And then next you know we're getting activity. So yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Kimmy Corbett is our official Bigfoot vocalizer. So yeah, I don't know if I told anyone else that, but I want to make sure that's one thing I wanted to know. So
Thank you.
oh, you're welcome. So yeah, uh, Tracy, you said you probably won't be able to be on too long.
Yeah, I won't be on here very long.
All right. So um,
I
well,
did
let's
have
see.
a question I wanted to ask Tracy
Oh yeah, go ahead.
about the project to raise money for the local fire department. What fire department was that, Tracy?
Speedwell. Speedwell Fire Department, just right south of here, near Grayson County. It's near Ground Zero. Uh, that's where I want to maybe talk to the fire chief about using the fire department there. It's like a poker runs do. They come in, they raise money for the fire department or for a charity, and at the same time have like a town hall meeting for a local area, Whitfield, Grayson County. Put it in some papers. Get some people out. What I was thinking is get hot dogs and sell them, give back to the fire department, and
Hmm.
then get the encounters from the people in the area or their stories, and then and demonstrate how to do footprint cast, different things like that. Things everybody brings something a little bit different to the table.
Yeah.
To people, what you can do to help out the discussion.
Well, that'd be awesome. Yeah, perhaps maybe I don't know, maybe you and Cliff could talk about it amongst yourselves. Maybe since he's down in that area, and maybe something too you guys could work on, maybe organizing and maybe getting it in the paper. I keep thinking about what Paul Hayes shared with
Yeah,
us
I was going to
in
say
regards to
Paul
it.
Hayes, too.
Because he mentioned something that made some good sense there. If you could explain to the paper that it's going to be held at the fire department, and that, of course after getting permission and granted that we will have it there,
Yeah.
um, especially all the proceeds will be donated to the fire department as well. So in order for us to have our event there, that'd be great. And like I said, they'll probably not charge you for the ad. So,
Yeah.
but that's I guess that's something you guys got to look into or whatever. So, but,
Grandpa Davis, the guy that me and Fred know him pretty well. We got the book, the book he wrote. Uh,
mm,
uh, he's actually got a editor from the newspaper on speed dial, and he's willing to share the number with me so that maybe we could work through that individual
mhm.
to maybe get it in the paper as the event's happening. And he'll probably be there as well. And in October, he'll be back in the area.
Hmm.
It's going to bring a lot different to the group too. That are not in it, that don't have the actual internet to actually check on what's going on in the world around the internet. Uh, Paul
Yeah,
Wright's
for those viewing or anyone that will view this, what Tracy is actually talking about, anyone that's familiar with the Find a Bigfoot crew, how they conduct their town hall meetings to gather people for information of their sightings or any activity in certain locations. This is what Tracy is actually working on, and later in October of 2014, correct? This year, right? And So hopefully, if things get set up and planned, we'll have some further information about this later in the year. But what Tracy's working on is all of us get together and perform our own town hall meeting down in his area around Withville, Virginia, Wythe County, and maybe hopefully gather some information. And you said you once mentioned about you said you had a buddy that ran a camera crew, but wouldn't be able to do that, right?
He's not going to be able to do it. He sold
Okay.
all his camera
Okay.
stuff.
Well, we all got our own camera, so perhaps we'll just do our own recording and share it, and just the way we all do it. View it, let everyone view it, and on their own. After we do it, and perhaps Cliff could do the editing. I like how Cliff does his video editing. He does a really good job with it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But Paul Hayes had a successful town hall meeting. Like,
Right.
was that in Leesburg, Ohio, or somewhere in Ohio? It started with an L.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Latonia. Well, I know that's where Latonia is
Maybe that was
where.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Latonia, they're supposed to be that's where their part of their fest is going to be, and they're going to have the brunch down there with Jeff Meldrum there coming up, so next month. So, um, um, just a couple things I'll go over, and I'll probably repeat them towards the end of this before we close out. Um, I'm sure everyone here has seen the new T-shirt fundraiser for the E.C.B.R.O. Discovery Project. This is just the first out of the year. I mean, after this one, I'm gonna pull a few others. Um, I have another T-shirt coming up. It's in the works. It's actually going to be more for the females. Uh, a lot of females looking for like pink. But then again, I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try to do like a pink camo. I see Kimmy's not too impressed about it, but
Think so.
but I gotta some designs when I post them, sometimes they come with options. It's up to the individual buyer to go look under the options. But
Well, they do
I'm
have
com-
like mossy oak, like mossy oak and real tree. They do have a camouflage that their wives had come up that's specifically made for women. And
right.
I'll tell you what, and they got some nice stuff. So if you can get, get some stuff like that, the ladies will really like, hey, I like this
Oh
oak.
yeah.
It's
Oh
camo, but it's pink and different colors.
yeah.
Almost.
The online company that I use, I try to dig into what kind of options they have. I use a customink.com. Um, they have a variety of shirts, pants, for different weather as well. They have, party favors. I mean, they have almost if you name it, they got it of some kind. But like I said, I am limited on certain designs. So, but I try to put out there. I have a lot of people ask me. That's why I was like trying to do a female design. If I can, I'll do a pink camo if I can find it. If not, I mean, I try to find other colors or just one T-shirt. You could choose your own color, depending on what the options they allow. But yeah,
Well,
right now I got the one camo, the regular camo design with the basic E.C.B.R.O. logo on it. Um,
you've
that's
got my
good for another 26 days. So, what's that, Tracy?
you've got my wife's total attention right now. She's saying two.
So, what as far as what, Tracy? Talking about what pink camo?
Camo. I think that's what she's leaning for. Now she's got good
Well,
taste.
well, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, Jennifer. I can't promise none, but I'm gonna try to find pink camo. But I have a lot. I have a lot of females requesting pink, and then some saying pink camo. So I'll see what I can do.
I know some people who would definitely buy it.
Yeah. um, I'm just hoping, I pulled out this regular camo design. A lot of people were impressed with it, but I mean, like I said, it's good for, like I said, another roughly 26 days. I haven't looked at the link to do the check the day count on it. But in order to make any of these fundraisers go through successful, they need to have a minimum of 20 items sold, or they won't print. Um, the last one I ran a few months back, actually I was surprised that actually went through. It was only like somewhere between 8 and 10 shirts or 12 shirts sold. And because it was under 20, I didn't think it was going to go through. The only reason it went through is because I had a couple people donate, actually do separate donations, which actually made it to where it was a profitable thing. So, yeah, because I had someone donate $10, someone else another $5, stuff like that. But any donation, if it's under 20, it actually makes it a profitable fundraiser, and apparently they go through. But without donations, they got to be 20 shirts sold in order for it to become a successful thing. Um, with the fundraiser, I do set a goal for 50. But I'll be surprised if I ever see 50 shirts sold in any of the designs. But
That would be nice.
yeah. But like I said, that's the goal. But anyone that's not familiar with the fundraiser, feel free. I share the link everywhere as much as possible. And you got, like I said, you got roughly about 26 more days to jump on this one. Then after that's cleared out and everything, I'll be able to restart a new one as soon as it's cleared out. Because yeah, there's no way they allow 2 fundraisers at one time. So, and let's see. Well, before I go into any other further announcements, let's go ahead and jump into another discussion here. One gentleman in one of the E.C.B.R.O groups mentioned when I was looking for topics to discuss about, he talked about feral children or wild people found living in the wild, separated from pretty much other human contact. I know I looked up a couple sites where it discusses. A lot of it's kind of myth. Some of it's kind of a lot of it has some facts to it. Is anyone here familiar with that or ever heard of the feral children or wild people living in the woods?
They had let's see, it was that girl over, I think it was Cambodia somewhere. She was kidnapped by some kind of ape type feral guy, and they found her and brought her back, but they tried to get some DNA off her, so they tried to get her to bite a piece of apple or something like that. It didn't work.
Right.
Uh, there are people who were kids were found who were raised by wolves. One was raised by monkeys. It's just different people. Different around the world. They've been finding these kids. And it's very intriguing.
Romulus and what was the other Roman name? Remus were raised by wolves or a she-wolf.
Oh yeah, I read that. I read some of that link the other day. I'm actually.
They were twins?
Yes.
All right, Junior. Give me a second. I'll actually pull one of these up here in a second.
But that girl, it showed her.
No.
She acted like.
They actually did go to the school.
She acted like the wolves, in other words, like a watchdog. Someone come in the yard or come to the place, she would run up on all fours and bark. And everything. She did that. There was another kid who every time they seen a human, they'd run up a tree and start kind of doing that monkey howl, stuff like that. He was like 12 or 13 when they found him. Pretty
Hold on.
interesting.
I think I found a link here, but it's not showing much right now. Hold on. It doesn't give me no information here. It's called Hermits and Feral Children. People who lived isolated from civilization. But all it does is give me a picture. It don't give me no. Well, this wasn't what I thought it was. I was gonna share something to look over with everybody to discuss, but I'm not seeing nothing here. Let's try this again. Um,
It is
yeah,
hot.
like some of what you mentioned, Fred. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I read something about it was.
Yeah, they back in the early 1800s, some guys on a railroad track, and they seen something run alongside the tracks or up a ridge, or something. So they went to chase it, and it was a feral child, more or less. They kept it in the cage, and somewhere along the line, it escaped or something like that. But they had it for like, what was it, a couple months, Cliff, something
I'm
like
not
that.
sure. This is an interesting topic.
All right, hello. All right, sorry guys, something happened to me. Just jumped out. I didn't mean to. I don't know what happened. So, but I am actually still looking something up right now.
But yeah, it was what was it? It was on Discovery Channel where I seen all the where the feral kids and everything was.
There was a French movie made about a wild child boy. Of course, that movie experience was just his experience getting reacclimated,
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
supposedly based on a true story.
Here's something. I haven't really looked at it. It just came up. I was looking. I'll screen share it. I'll try to read some of it. Uh, um, it's called
There it is.
neuroscience at the movie. Oh, this is what you're talking about. Okay, this is. I just have to come across this. Um, see, and when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared in their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their eyes and showed the terrible claws till Max said, "Be still and tame them," with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all and made him king of the all wild things. Okay, that was just a quote right there that I was reading, but of course, it's feral, meaning wild, means wild, or just existent in a natural state. Feral children are those who have been abandoned or lost in the wilderness and have spent a significant amount of their formative years there. These child or whatever, this is how it reads. These children have lived without any direct human contact and often with the aid of wild animals who have adopted them into their groups. Though there are many legends of feral children, only a few cases have been documented and verified. Then it says see links below. Over the centuries, stories of feral children have intrigued many people, especially scientists and educators, for possible clues as to the effect of socialization on language and communication skills, learned aspects of human behavior and development, and the true nature of humans. Studies of feral children have led to new methods for teaching children with learning disabilities and indirectly to the development of Braille and sign language. That's interesting. And then it goes on. I don't know if I'll read on a little bit more. Feral children are not the same as autistic children. Both of these conditions are due to aberrations of the normal biological development process. Children with these conditions are usually fully socialized with the limits of their capabilities. On the other hand, feral children may exhibit the usual range of biological development potential, but fail to develop normal human communication skills as a result of growing up in social isolation without proper models. Such skills are dependent upon continuous hearing, observation, mimicking, and reinforcement to develop properly. Therefore, it is not surprising that feral children do not acquire these skills, and rather that they may acquire those of their adoptive animal families during these uh, critical socialization years. Then it says in parentheses, see stories and links about children raised with dogs, apes, wolves. Yeah, who mentioned that? Fred? Yeah, I think Fred mentioned something about the wolves and stuff. Uh, this is due to the inherent plasticity of the nervous system, in which, though many aspects of sensory and motor systems are hardwired, others, such as language and communication, are more depending on postnatal experience and the specific environment that infants are born into, finish development, and acquire the specific skills and behaviors necessary to survive and compete in the environment. Depending on the age at which they are removed from human contact, and the age at which they are retrieved. Feral children may not ever be able to develop normal communication patterns because of the window in early childhood when the nervous system is primed for acquiring language and communication skills. All right. Well, I ain't gonna keep reading on because I'm sure it keeps going on, but yeah, basically what they're saying, and it makes a lot of sense. Most of your developmental years are in your young youth, where that's where you learn most of your, you know, like they're saying, communication, your verbal skills, and your behaviors. Um, I mean, as you get older, I guess without proper training through the years, that's a lot of it stays implanted in you. I mean, um, and I don't know what this is, some kind of chart, other movies and stuff, but yeah. Oh, that movie Nell, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jodie Foster played it. Yeah, I remember that. That's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Let me get back here. Let's see.
That was a feral children, huh?
Hmm. Uh-oh. I see. I just now realized we lost Kimmy. Oh. But I don't know. What's y'all's opinion? You guys think we might have feral children or feral people living in our own country here?
There was, I seen on here a couple of days ago, matter of fact, it was last night, that there was a child that come up missing in 1945, and they have yet to find him.
In 19, when's that? 1945.
Yeah,
Hmm.
somewhere out in Oregon somewhere. They have yet to find this child. They know he's still living. They're
Hmm.
finding, they found, like shoes and stuff like that. They're just, from the way it read, they were finding, stuff from, back in the mountains where they know that people ain't going to be unless they're camping or something. And they're finding stuff that humans made, human made, but they don't know if it's squatch or a human made. So they're assuming it's still living.
Right. Actually, with something you just said, it kind of brings me up to something else that's actually not even on the list. This is actually something that back during the expedition, this is something that at one point Cliff had actually brought up about the missing people and relating them, maybe creating up like a database for missing people and finding if there's a possibility that any of it might be related to Bigfoot. Because yeah, what made Cliff say that, wasn't there? There was a posting there, right, Cliff, that we saw down by the lake. It was somebody missing.
I don't remember that, but something brought it to mind. I
Right.
know there was
Yeah.
a book that somebody made. I think it was Missing 411, even a book about people who have disappeared in the wilds of North America.
Right. Because down at the lake over there while during the expedition, there was something on a poster on a tree. It had a picture of some guy, and I guess I don't know. I forget exactly what area he was missing from, but they had it posted on a tree. One of the days we were down by the lake during the daytime. I thought it was you that might have mentioned it, but starting trying to find start a possible like a database, some kind of maybe do some research on that. Maybe try to put it together and see if there's any possibility that you know. Because I mean, perhaps a lot of people go missing, especially if they go out in the woods. A lot of hikers end up missing. Uh, uh, I know a
I
lot.
ended up lost now and then.
What's that?
This book Missing, it was apparently the North American Bigfoot Search.com page shows that there's 7,000 hours of research that went into this book.
Oh wow.
So it's got a lot of information in there that's fact-based, I'm sure.
Okay. What's the book called again?
Missing 411.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that the first time. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I may not have got that right, but
Oh no, that's all right. Yeah, because I know I see that a lot of people have that book, and I've seen it shared links shared to that on Facebook a lot, but I personally have not looked into that. I hear it's got some good reports in it too. So
It does.
yeah. Hmm. Uh-huh.
Very interesting.
Something I start looking into. The book itself. Anyone familiar with the cost of the book?
Let's see here. I believe it's about $24.95 right now.
Yeah, that's low.
Okay. That's
Of
actually not
course,
a bad. That's not a bad price at all.
it might be worth being interesting enough to buy it.
Yeah.
That book has got uh, stories from all 48 states,
Hmm.
or the lower 48 states, of people missing. And
I
like in
know there
the
was a hunter went missing here last season.
yeah, you got like well here in Virginia, there have been people coming up missing on the Appalachian Trail throughout the
Hmm.
Parkway. People like to here in Virginia or up and down the East Coast, the Appalachian Trail. A lot of people like to hike at,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people come up missing that are just now starting to get documented. Most of them are like college kids, people like that who want to take and hike the Appalachian Trail. Now, I've hiked it a couple times, from Virginia, from down here where I live at all the way up to D.C. or up around that area. And I tell you, it's pretty remote back there. If you get hurt, well, what you're gonna need is a satellite phone to
Mm-hmm.
keep in touch with somebody. 'Cause back there, yeah, there's no way. And there's a lot of squatches up and down the Appalachian. Actually, the Appalachian Trail is the highway for the Sasquatch to travel up and down the East Coast.
Actually, yeah. That's right. I hear. I mean, yeah, I hear a lot of people. That's where a lot of people do a lot of their research too, though. But then again, I guess you got to really be careful because that I guess that trail is so heavily traveled by hikers and whatnot. But I don't know.
Actually, it's only really heavy in a wave going from south to north as they do the through hike.
Right.
Because, like in this area, by mid to late summer, there's hardly anybody on the trail.
Yeah, 'cause
But this
summertime
time of
here,
year, it's packed.
Yeah.
yeah,
I know that.
summertime here, we have a lot of hikers come off the Appalachian Trail and off the Parkway, come down here to a place called Ouija's Kitchen.
Yep. Actually, we met a few probably about a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
and what was kind of shocking to me, it was there was actually these girls that were they were hiking and they were they just got done eating something, getting their water together, and come to find out they were hiking the Appalachian Trail. Now it was three of them. Well, one went ahead of them, so it was actually really two of them. This is kind of what concerns me. If you got people missing on the Appalachian Trail from hiking or whatever they're doing, it's like these two girls that I saw were by themselves, and they looked no older than maybe 20 years old. I don't know. They looked like they might have been fresh out of college or something, but they were very young and they were by themselves. So unless they were packed and had some protection, I don't know. But when I was kind of shocked, when they said, "Yeah, we're hiking the Appalachian Trail." One girl's from Georgia, one girl's from New York, but they were down here in Virginia, but headed up to Maine, so on the Appalachian Trail. So I don't know. Yeah, unless you really know what you're doing, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that was a safe thing as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's bad
not with
enough
these
if you're,
hikers.
yeah, even if it was just two guys, it's still not safe. You're better off in bigger numbers. I mean, but yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That was something else. Um, let's see. Perhaps maybe one day we could do an expedition somewhere near the Appalachian Trail. Maybe that's something later down in the line, down the line. But
I want to take us
Um,
over. I want us to go camping over Shoe Creek. I want to take you over there one time.
yeah,
We go Jeep trail. That's where me and a buddy of mine made that 5-part video. We tracked a family of Sasquatches up a ridge. I took Billy Willard over, and another boy, and Billy Willard saw a 10-footer stand over on the ridge, pacing back and forth, getting pissed off at him.
right. Hmm.
Now, Billy is a skeptic.
Right.
I'm on top of the ridge up there where I saw the family group watching us from, and Billy down below me, he says, I see a bipedal creature. I said, where? He says, over there. And I told him when we started up the ridge, I said, over on the other side of the creek stream is their bedding area. And where did he look? He looked right over on that ridge and saw that big male pacing back and forth. So,
Hmm.
there's some squatches out, man. That place is very heavily squashed up there. Because it's right behind Crabtree Falls.
Crabtree Fall. Where is it? Where is that? Oh,
Yep.
so part of your area?
All right, go by Shamanda Lake.
Right.
Follow straight all the way up to the parkway. You come out on Love Mountain. Take a left, go about 100 yards, take a right. That's Campbell's Mountain.
Hmm.
Follow all the way down the bottom of the mountain, and there's Crabtree Highway. Just
Right.
take a right and go about 6 miles, and you'll see Crabtree Falls. That's where them college students were killed at. You go up by there, about another 5 miles, you'll see Crabtree Meadows. That is the top of Shoe Creek, which is a Jeep trail.
Right.
See, during the summertime, we would get our Jeeps, on Sundays. We would make a big circle. We come down and go the long way into Shoe Creek, come in at the top, ride down to the bottom, and come back in. We come back out on Crabtree Highway at the bottom of it. It was like a big circle, man, but there's squatches over there. It's all mountainous. The nearest house is 10 miles away. And I've had some experiences over there. A lot of people say experiences over there, but people don't ever say anything.
Right.
But that's another good area to check out and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was hiking the Appalachian Trail last July the 30th. When I got to the top of the mountain near here, 10 feet off or maybe 10 yards, 10 feet to 10 yards off the trail, there was this big old down log that had been grubbed out. So I thought I'd walk over there and maybe see some bear tracks, and you could see a great big, about 19-incher with the toe and the big toe and the little toe just plain as day through the leaf
Oh
litter.
wow.
It was wet last year, so it
Yeah.
was easily mashed down into the ground.
Oh wow.
And that was
Oh,
just right off the Appalachian Trail,
and this was just last year, you said?
July the 30th.
Oh wow. That's pretty good. Now, I know you know this from off of memory, but do you document like these findings and stuff on when you come across them?
I have audio or video on most of them, and I
Oh,
need to
okay.
put them in one place.
Right. Yeah, on the most part, I got a few things I keep. I mean, a lot of my videos and pictures. I mean, I got them in folders and stuff on the computer. But it's one thing to have them in the folders, but I got to organize a little bit better myself the way I have them.
Yeah,
But
I think a log would be a good idea.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, because all mine is in photographs and videos. So I got so many videos on squatching that my wife had to take them off the internet and put them on CD disc.
yeah. See,
Um,
one thing I do, I use this as an old one. I've had this one for quite a while, but I have another one somewhere around here. I mean, I put a lot of my notes, and I highlight even after I write stuff down. I highlight and go through stuff. I mean, I have different miscellaneous stuff I write in here. A lot of it's stuff that I read or you know, but it's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I mean, I make notes and that I almost ask myself questions pretty much, and then I kind of that's some of it. If you go through my notebook here, you'll see me asking myself questions, and I'll try to research it, to find my answers and stuff. But yeah, a lot of it's self-explanatory too. I mean, like here's a page I'm looking at right now. Uh, all right, let's see. It's one question: how do you describe a Bigfoot, or what? What is a hominid, and little things like that. And then I go into, I'll look up the definitions, and then I go into some other references and stuff, and explaining a few other details. But yeah, but my notebook, it's not all categorized because I go from one thing to a whole totally different another thing. And it's kind of like if you saw it, you were like, this don't make no sense. So, hey, Darren,
Hey, how you doing?
not bad, not bad. I see you finally got a cigarette. Kimmy said you
Oh
didn't
my
have no
God,
cigarettes.
I didn't have food today, and it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
Timmy on the other hand is ready to kick my ass and bite my head off. So I'm holding
No,
my own.
that's good. Tracy, does this mug look familiar?
Hey, what are you doing with my cup?
Yeah. Well, see, except mine. Still has a plaque on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got one with the plaque and one without the plaque. One I've had a lot longer than the other.
Yeah.
I wondered whose mug that was. You don't say
Yeah.
much, do ya?
Who's
Yep.
that? Tracy?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, he probably was just listening. I was doing most of the talking there for a little bit, but. Hey, Darren, since we got you on here, let me go back to something real quick. I was talking to Kimmy or whatever. How did you enjoy? How did you enjoy your experience there through the expedition, and what did you think about it?
Well, I would when I first started. I'm not sure what would happen, but you know what? Pretty much. I mean, we got a lot of information. There's a lot of footprints that we couldn't cast,
Right.
and the lake thing was phenomenal. I mean, I wish we could have got back out to that lake every night,
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah.
but for what we got out of it, I thought we got quite a bit out. I
Oh
would love
yeah.
to go back there or whatever, and just
Yeah, being
work
up there.
out on that lake.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely relaxing just being out there too. I mean, you enjoying the scenery and yeah.
Well, she's already looking into a new tent.
Oh
She
yeah.
wants to look. My God. So I don't know, but I do need a vehicle. At least with that, I can go places that you
Yeah.
can't go by bus. That's the whole thing. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. I
Right.
just
Now,
wish
where y'all moved to? Are y'all near Saltville now? Where y'all
well,
moved to?
we are in Chilhowie.
Y'all are
What is
9 miles from the squatchiest place in southwestern Virginia, I believe. Right
yeah?
there, just west of y'all. That's a
That
good area.
sounds fun.
You can ask Cliff. He's been over there, and
I know
I've
Pretty
he.
seen
scared
stuff
over
out
there.
of
Well, Cliff dropped them off too on his way back down, heading
Yes, we
home.
did.
it.
Well,
So
we're gonna go up and see Cliff. Hopefully, he's gonna be a hungry mother. He didn't tell you that, did he?
actually, yeah, he mentioned it
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna have a weenie roast for all the guys. So, gotta
He's
come on
gonna.
down there, Fred, Daniel.
Well, I'm gonna try to have my Jeep on the road in July. Right now, I'm
Oh
just
my
getting
God.
everything together because I'm taking it to an automatic. I'm gonna have the 305 gonna be built the way it's sitting now. It's 180 horsepower. And with that $700 Ford transmission, I ought to get some, and a 2 barrel. Well, it's got a 4 barrel intake, but I'm gonna put a 2 barrel on it, so it'll get good gas mileage, and it'll be good for cruising. So we're gonna try to get down there for that thing that Tracy's gonna have.
And just to bring it up for those who might not be familiar, I know Fred and Kimmy and Darren, and I think you are too, Tracy. I'm not sure about you, Cliff, but there's one thing that's in the works for the state of Virginia. Here is the uh, Virginia Bigfoot Conference. Yeah,
Yep.
it's actually last time I spoke to whatever somebody replied back to me under a comment I put on the page recently that they actually are working on talking on confirming a location and also waiting on a response from one of the possible speakers. So hopefully, I think that might be Jeff Meldrum. I'm not sure, but as soon as I get, well, anyone could go to the site to keep an eye out for updates and stuff. There is a Facebook like page, Virginia Bigfoot Conference. So
They're gonna try to have it down here at Expo.
either there or somewhere right in the general area, but I think Expo might be one of the main focus locations. I'm not sure
That's
if
about
it's
a
not.
minute. That's a minute
Yeah,
from Congress.
if it's not Expo, it may be. I'm guessing it might be Massanutten, which is not far from here either. It's probably
Yeah, we can
trying to
get there
guess.
going over. We can go over Reed's Gap down into Wintergreen to get to Massanutten. We
Yeah,
can go
because
right by Wintergreen.
yeah, it's because I know. Oh yeah, it's not far from. It's on just on the outside of Harrisburg, there north. I guess it's northeast of it, whatever, something like that.
33.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Um, but once they get that set up and everything, I like I'll get with all you guys and talk, see if maybe we could get together and work on participating as far as setting up maybe as vendors, and maybe we'll figure out what we might be able to do. Get some set up a table, maybe have some information to share, possibly have some shirts to sell. I don't know. We'll have to see. Talk about that. But
Put
it's
drinks
coming.
past.
They do plan on being up and going and live around 2015. So hopefully they'll get everything set up before the 2015 year comes. That way everyone can start planning on that. Because that's two things I want to try to do for 2015. I mean, we definitely got the 2015 camping expedition for West Virginia, and well, then also I want to work on seeing what we could do with the if we can, if it works out, to try to participate. It doesn't have to be everybody. I mean, I don't expect everybody to make it if they can, but you know, I don't know how long the event would be, if it's like like 3 to 5 day thing or what. But like, how long is the Ohio Bigfoot conference? That's only usually about a few days, ain't it?
Uh,
Three,
3 days, 3 to 5 days. It
3 days.
depends. Usually it's 3 days.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I figured it was like 3 days or whatever. But so,
I think it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this year.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
they
3
had
days.
so many people there. They had to turn people away
Hmm.
from the conference.
Yeah. Hmm. Is anyone
Just look
familiar
it
with the
up.
cost of what it costs to go do that? Because I hear people say, when it was coming about, I hear people say, "Well, I got my tickets. I got my tickets." Well, did
Henry
anyone?
said it was Henry said it was $40 a ticket,
Mhm.
and you could either camp or if you just wanted to, if you it's $40 to get in, but if you wanted to just hang around, you know,
Mhm.
you could do things that wouldn't cost you anything. But if you wanted to go in to like listen to one of the speakers, it cost you $10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess we'll figure out how this, whenever the Virginia Bigfoot Conference comes about, maybe I'm sure we'll have to keep an eye out and see how the details go.
I
But
think
maybe
they have a lot more people just walk through and look at all the vendors and meet up with the
right.
people outside more than they have the people going in paying to see the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've got from the whole thing. So uh,
Yeah.
I'm planning on going to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference this coming year.
That's
Yeah.
what I, yeah,
Me and the
so
wife and the kids are going to load up and head up there, and We'll probably stay in a hotel, but
They got
just
a
being
camp.
there
They
would
got a
be great.
campground up there. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah, but according to Tracy, you can't get Jennifer to go camping.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
But
Well, plus, their wife's like, you know,
um,
that's
just curious, Tracy. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other hotels around there, but what? Um, you have a general idea what the cost is for a single room?
I do.
Uh,
Like the one,
what?
like I don't know. Did you guys already you guys probably haven't reserved it yet, have you?
No. It's we. I don't think they announced the date until like around January for the next year.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard of the date yet or nothing, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because they probably have to work on
you
getting the speakers and stuff together too.
yeah you can figure within 3 weeks of this year's. Either way, it could be within that time. They usually keep it around the same time every year, I think.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I'm just trying to get an idea, because I didn't participate in that. Of course, none of you guys know I went camping with you guys, um, I'm just trying to get an idea that way, when this Virginia Bigfoot conference comes about, kind of get an idea what it's going to cost. But
I
yeah,
look for that to come out in January too, along with the Bigfoot conference, probably. They'll come
yeah,
out at the same time.
right. So, but yeah, because like if you guys were to participate in that, it's only like 3 hours from you guys, and then trying to think. Cause see now I'm wondering if it's different if we were to set up as vendors, would it be cheaper to set up as vendors or as a group? Would it be less for all of us or
Well,
that's what I'm wondering.
maybe if each one of us would bring something a little different to the table, maybe
Yeah,
we can maybe work something out between all of us to pay the table cost. And
yeah,
set up as one vendor, but underneath the E.C.B.R.O. and Valley Bigfooting and New River Valley Bigfooting, and set up all three in one table. That would be something. And
yeah,
and then everything sold goes however we could work it out.
yeah. Cause I mean I think I could probably get some shirts made up at a particular price and then sell them for just a few dollars extra. Just as you know maybe as towards a fundraiser. Because I mean I could get shirts made up a little bit cheaper than what the fundraiser is now. The only problem with that there is I don't feel that I don't want to be responsible for distributing as far as people want to send me money. I don't want to do that. I let it go through the company and then so the company gets their money and then the company whatever if the fundraiser becomes profitable then my funds go into my PayPal account and then from my PayPal account all I have to do is it goes into my checking account. So but so I don't know. That's why I have it set up the way I do. But now it's different. If it's in person, if I have the material with me, it's easier. Somebody wants to buy it, just I can hand it and receive the funds there. But so that's something I might we could look into maybe try to get a I could probably work on getting some shirts made up. A couple different designs perhaps. You know, and then I could get some more decals made up.
Mhm.
Um, I still have some decals. So perhaps if you guys want any, I could send them to you. So, and
Oh,
Tracy, I still have something for for you guys. I haven't gotten out yet. So
okay, that
yeah,
works. Yeah, send us a couple more
yeah.
stickers. I think my mother-in-law likes my sticker too, if she wants one on her computer.
Okay. I got extra there. I'll send you guys some of them too. So
That works.
yeah, yeah. So I haven't forgotten about what you guys requested. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So, but
Hey, Daniel,
yeah,
listen, you were talking t-shirts, but, down here I've seen a lot of people with baseball caps.
yeah. I could do hats, but as far as the fund, I tried to do hats once before through the fundraiser,
Uh-huh.
and they wouldn't allow it because it's only for shirts only. Yeah, they only do for t-shirts and whatnot, you know. But the
Listen,
thing is, I could do if I was to order them in a bulk quantity, I could do it that way, sell them individually that way. But the thing is, that would cost me the whatever the bulk quantity is, which is not cheap. So
Daniel, we got a printing shop just within walking distance here
right,
that does T-shirts and whatever. I'm gonna stop in and I'm gonna see him about
yeah, that's
baseball
a good
caps.
idea. Yeah,
Get
see,
some price.
yeah, get different style. I mean, get what you think would, you know, look into what might be more common for that people would want to wear, and see, work on. I could send you like a simple design if you want to do that. You know,
Yeah.
just print
Yes.
out. Yeah, just print out the design from the computer and then say, hey, I want this put on this hat. What would this cost me? You know,
Well,
and
what
then
I'll
take it from
do is
there.
I'll get a pricing of hats and T-shirts in quantities of say 25 to 50,
Right.
and see if we can get it cheaper.
Yeah. You know,
And
you
then,
could try that because keep in mind, I mean, I'm not too familiar with the like a lot of the local print t-shirt companies. I know there's one like over real close to Fred, but um, hold on, trying to think. I lost my train of thought because I almost got ran over by a vehicle. Oh, that was Tracy.
Let me close the door.
it was going.
Because I heard it real loud in my headphones. I was like, oh, I'm getting ran over. but,
All right.
Well, at least it ain't
yeah,
cold tonight, you know.
yeah,
Listen, you get all these
yeah,
guys here. Have them send in make a picture of a Bigfoot.
right.
Have them send in. Maybe they have ideas, and then we can get together and pick the one that you like.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could do that. Like everybody vote on something, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I
I
like
have.
the sticker.
What's that, Kimmy?
I
Uh,
like the sticker, not the. I like most stickers, but the last one that you gave us.
which one?
It was brown. I can't. It was the
What the
brown.
the Bigfoot research team one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I think I. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's actually the sticker, not the decal. Yeah, yeah, because I had a couple extra stickers, but yeah, but the other ones, the green ones I gave you guys, those are all decals. They actually peel off and peel out.
Yeah, I can't find that one. I don't know where it went.
Oh, I might have put it down in the drawer. I think I have it. It's here somewhere.
Not the one that says E.C.B.R.O. The other sticker.
I don't know.
And they gave us 3,000 stickers.
All right, hey guys, I'm gonna jump into something else, and this
Yeah.
one here is gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna let Fred take away on this one. Uh, we're gonna get into a discussion about animal tracks,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and, and I think I think we were gonna. Me and Fred were discussing. I don't know. I think he wanted to share what bears, mainly bears and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got.
identify.
I sent him a link on the animals in Virginia for his tracking. I went out. I made a video the other day, and I went out and I was coming down a trail, and I found what looked like a footprint. I stood there. I looked there with the camera, and I went down and looked at it, and I said, "That's a squash print." But when I got down and really started looking at it, it was a bear paw. It was his right foot, right
Hmm.
front foot, and everything. So that's what I wanted to talk about as far as tracking, the identification of bear, uh, mountain lion, bobcats, any try dogs, any facts like that that we see that we can try to identify it's in that area so we know what to look out for. Like Let's say hypothetically, I'm looking for squats or something like that, and I see a track, looks like a big dog track. All right, think about what kind of animals in that area. Okay. Um, Good example, Scott Carpenter,
Yeah.
where he does all his squatching at down there around that big lake in the Smoky Mountains. Guys come up to him and said, "Hey, there's some bears in the area." He knew there wasn't no bears in the area. He found that track and looked at it, and the track was 11 inches long, but it had knuckles. Well, the way the paw was, it was uh, like that right there, but it was 11 inches long and had nails.
Mm.
Stuff like that. But the tracks, you know, a lot of people misidentify a bear track as a footprint because bears double step on the left foot and sometimes on the right foot too. When they walk, and when they take a step, their back foot comes up and lands halfway in that front paw. And if you don't know what you're looking at, it looks exactly like a footprint.
It sure does, Fred. I first time I ever went out bigfooting, I told everybody I was going bird watching, and I went to Haunted Hollow. And this particular trip, the first mountain I climbed, I said, "Darn, that looks like a big footprint." But the hill looked narrow,
Yeah.
and a few tracks later, I could see where the nails had clawed. But it fooled me right at first.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now I got two juveniles, two newbies in my area that were born either back in summertime or back last summer. I don't know, but I know from the footprints that I found are 5.5 inches long, and their step is only 16 to 18 inches apart, and they're in the exact same trail that I tracked juveniles last year. They're in the same indentions and everything, except these are in leaves now. And I followed them to a water source. It's like a spring. It's like right around a bunch of trees that's sunk down in the ground. It's a spring there where they can lay down on the belly and hand scoop water out. All right, that's the same area where I videotaped, but it's further back up in there. And what I'm doing is I'm leaving my audio recorder back there. I left my recorder back there the other day. Went back yesterday, picked it up. All right. I ain't finished listening to it all, but right now I got some heavy breathing on. You can hear a stick peck on the recorder, but of course it's windy too, and the streams are up back there. So I tried to get the recorder away from the stream. All right, the area that these juveniles are in is one where I caught that squatch with his back to me. It's in that area right there. That whole area is thick back there right now, and it's getting thicker. During hunting season, you can see all through there, but during the summertime, it's so thick you can't see, but you can hear. And if you know what you're looking at, because I know they're in that area there, and they're taking one trail out and going back in, and the juveniles are stepping in the same tracks, going and coming. But when I looked at it, I had to look at it twice, because at first I thought it was a bear track. Then as I pulled the leaves back, I started noticing I seen some little tootsies, and you could see the what's that word called, Cliff? Dorsal break.
Oh
Mid-torso.
yeah.
Mid tarsal
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, you could see that in that little tiny foot. Plus,
Hmm.
I think I seen a 6-inch handprint. I'm not sure. I got to go back there next couple of days and really look at that around that watering hole real good. It's
Hey
not.
Fred,
Yeah,
I found a link. It's a little bit different than what you have. This one here just mainly shows all the images.
yeah,
It starts off showing a lot of raccoon paw prints and stuff like that. Then as you scroll down, it goes into other like canine and some bear tracks. If you want me to pull that up and
right. Because I try
uh,
to tell people, if you get on a page like this, get a book. You know, when you go out, you can identify the footprints. And what I do is like when I go squatching, I particularly look for the design of that footprint in the leaves, and then I can get down to the point where I can trail whichever way they went. I can track them that way. I can tell how long it's been since they've been through there. You know, it took me a few years to learn this, but those little juvie tracks. There you go. Those little juvie tracks. They look exactly like the ones that I videoed over in Nelson County over Shoe Creek. Same exact footprint. Okay, now, all right, stop scrolling. All right, see where this girl is over here in the orange pink shirt?
Right here, yeah.
Okay, now the picture, that picture right now. If you notice,
yeah, those look like raccoon tracks right there.
No, those are possum tracks.
Oh, these right here. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Wouldn't a raccoon be more spread apart then?
Well, a raccoon has got nails. What you see here, these ain't got nails, really.
Well, one of these have raccoon tracks up here somewhere. I just saw some up here. Oh, maybe I went past it.
This is good.
I think it was over to the left at the top, wasn't it?
There is one right there in the center, all black and white. It shows all tracks.
Yeah, you talking about this one here, Kimmy?
No, down in the center.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're talking about.
All tracks.
There we go. Like these, right here.
Yeah, that one has all tracks.
Yeah, because see, we have a lot of coons around here too, and a lot of possum. And
yeah.
if you go along creek beds, the main prints you'll find are coon tracks and possum tracks. And a lot of people mistake skunk tracks for coon tracks.
Huh.
You know, but I try to tell people, try to teach them, if you learn your prints, you know exactly what's in that area related to the Sasquatch as far as food-wise goes. We know that they eat meat. All right, your meat would be deer, coon, possum, birds as far as turkey, grouse, quail, maybe an occasional coyote every now and then. You know, if you associate with them tracks along with the food source of the squatches, you'll know exactly if they got enough, like wolves and coyotes. They follow the food. What they do, they follow the deer. They follow the chain reaction. They follow the goat. They follow the food. There you go.
Hey, yeah.
Greg, do you think a Sasquatch would eat a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
it
would.
I think that would be a possible easy catch.
Cat was missing.
Yeah, they eat cats. It's an easy food source. They need something to keep their teeth with.
She lives on Walker Mountain.
Well, other possibility with cats, if cats are missing, well, let me ask you this: was the cat of old age? Do you know?
It was missing. Is all I know.
Oh, okay. Sometimes a cat, when it gets old enough, I guess because it's a natural instinct with a cat, cats will actually go wander off on their own because it's like they know when they're either sick or know when their time's coming to an end. Yeah, it's something I don't know if this is just with all felines, but I know like with simple house cats, sometimes they'll go wander off and die on their own, like a private thing. But, I mean, this is something I've learned a long time ago. I don't know how much truth is behind it, but I mean, so don't hold me to that. I could be wrong, or it could be just a myth. But
well, some cases, yeah, and some cases, no. You know, like if it's an inside cat, like my wife's cousins, if their cat gets outside, they have a heart attack.
Oh. Well, it's like our cat. She's outside. She never comes inside. She started off inside, but yeah, she stays outside and stays close to the front and back porch. And if we go outside in the evenings, well, she'll come up and get up on our laps and everything. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I was saying, if you, when you're in an area squatching, look for tracks like that, and you'll know exactly what food source that is in that area. Because everybody knows a squatch is a predator. He's an ambush predator.
Hmm.
You remember the case where that guy had that deer run underneath this tree stand, and he was being he seen a squatch, and you heard another one across the road communicating back with each other, getting pissed off at him because they were chasing that deer and they landed underneath the guy's tree stand. So the guy come out of the woods. They were growling at him, raising hell at him. You remember that one? It was who was it? Oh, we had him on Shane's show one night.
Um,
Uh, plus it's been on a couple other shows too, Bigfoot shows. I can't think
was
of
I
the
was I participating on that time when he had?
I think
I'm
because
trying to
he
think.
got in the truck and right when he got in the truck and got started and looked back through the rearview mirror, they was right there at the back of the truck when he floored it to get out of there.
Was
I
that the
remember
hunter down in Louisiana?
Yeah,
Or
that's it.
Yeah.
that was a very interesting story where the one come up and called the other one in,
Yeah, exactly. What he
and
was
they
doing,
chased him out of the
Breath.
woods.
what he was
Hmm.
doing, he was turkey hunting, and he noticed this big cedar tree a couple 50, 70 yards away, and he noticed every time a turkey come around that bend, it was snatched. And what the squatch was doing was snatching the turkey, ripping its breast feathers off and taking the breast meat and stacking it on a limb inside the cedar tree. He had the inside the cedar tree cleaned out and used that as an ambush point.
Hmm.
And that guy was just lucky that the squatch was there at that time when that deer come running by, when that deer come running on his thing. So it all leads to a food source, basically.
Hey, looking up on this chart right here. Here's a good a good couple illustration of bear tracks, and you can see how they could easily be deceived as possible Bigfoot tracks.
Exactly.
Now, I know this is one thing I know about bears is just from the way they step. A lot of times they'll have a double step, where their hind leg meets their front leg, front paw.
Yeah, it's like I was saying a minute ago, because their back foot will go halfway into their front foot and make it
Yeah.
look exactly like a footprint.
Now, like this one here that my mouse is circling around here, that there almost looks more human than anything right there. Except the big toes. This is definitely the left paw right here, but left, yeah. But yeah, they got some pretty. I haven't gone through this whole thing yet. Uh, if you see something on here, let me know if you want me to stop for it. A lot of them are repeat. A lot of it's repeating themselves, but
Okay, but basically, what the point I was making with this leading up to it is when we go out squatching
hmm
and we could get people to learn what the foot tracks, what the footprints are, what food sources in that area along with the squatches,
right,
and if you follow to a certain point, there's like you could follow say like coyote tracks or a coon track or something like that might lead to a feeding area for squatches, where you find bones and all that stuff, or you might find like a couple times I found deer carcasses that was buried under leaves out hell right up here behind Shandor Acres. We found
yeah,
a dead deer that was covered up with leaves, but it was twisted. It was twisted like a corkscrew.
huh,
So we knew it wasn't because a mountain lion and a bear, like a grizzly, they'll taking a mountain lion will take and kill it, bury it, and hover around it somewhere until he's ready to eat it. You know, so we know it was a squash doing that. Because he can lead those types
now
of
look,
to a
yeah, look at this track right here. This is a track of a bear track right here
That
in the snow.
bear trap?
Now that there looks like a Bigfoot footprint, don't it?
Yeah, but you can see right behind the toes, There's
Yep.
another set of toes.
Yeah, the impression, yeah. But
Yep.
yeah, see that there could easily be very easily deceived as a Bigfoot track.
Yep.
Yeah.
See,
If I saw that,
and
I would actually. I mean, this is definitely a bear track. It don't say, but these are all known animal tracks, so we know it's a bear track. But I ain't gonna lie. If I saw that out there, I would be kind of puzzled because I wouldn't be because especially in the snow. Now this is just a picture. Perhaps in person, it probably does look a little bit bigger as far as lengthwise, but now if this displayed probably about I say another 3 or 4 inches longer, I would definitely take it as a Bigfoot track
it's,
because of the shortness of it. You could see that. But yeah,
Yeah,
like Tracy, like right here, this extra impression right here.
yeah, that's all the foot.
Yeah.
Now I tell you, back in the wintertime, last winter, I found a set of tracks coming down off the main road in the Ball Mountain, and
Right.
the tracks were 10.5 inches long, and it was I thought it was a bear track too until I really started to look, and it was a teenage Squatch. They
Mm.
come walking off in the snow, walked right around my Jeep and right up back up in the woods.
Right.
now another thing too. I like to bring the attention too on how to determine if it's a bear or a squatch. Because I found your bear, they walk right left, like kind of like we do. Feet side by side. Sasquatch, you could look at theirs and tell I mean, the day I found them all them prints, straight line, heel to toe, looked like they were walking a tightrope. It wasn't no right, right foot over here to the right, left foot over here to the left. It was all in a straight line. I mean, just like it was walking bow-legged. I mean,
Hmm.
how your footprint, how you step out, you step out of your house and you go down the steps. Well, take that and go down your steps in a straight line, one right in front of the other, heel to toe. I mean, it'd be impossible for a bear to even do that. And I
Yeah.
found he's, Sasquatch, them last set of 5 tracks I found
It was
were
in a
all
straight,
in a straight line,
yeah,
60
because
inches from
yeah,
toe to heel. And
yeah,
then the last 2 before it leaped across the creek was only like I think it was 26 inches. And then the second to last one I got casted. Look, I mean, it was a big footprint and it had the gap in between the toes where the toes had cranked down like this and launched itself up. And you
yeah,
could just see where it pulled the mud up, or the rocks, I should say. It was in a rocky area. I even used the aerosol hairspray, but it wouldn't let go of the rocks, the casting stuff, because it was just all rock and it was wet.
yeah. Well, that's like in the tracks I found back in the summer, back in the wintertime over at Bald Mountain. They was in a direct straight line, one foot right in front of the other one, but they was like 4 foot apart on each step
That's
and
what they.
everything. But
Hmm.
it's intriguing how they do it, though.
Yeah.
I got
Because
a question to pose for Freddie.
what's it, huh?
I got a question for Freddie.
Okay.
What are your tracking tools?
Well, what?
What are your tracking tools?
What'd she say?
What is your
Tracking
tracking
tool.
tools?
My tracking tools,
Mm-hmm.
my know-how, my eyes, and my experience, of knowing what's in the woods and how to read a track.
And
Okay, but I'm talking about tools.
Tools, being like casting tools.
You have to have a tape measure.
Oh,
oh,
I got tape measure, I got baggies, I got rubber gloves, I got Ziploc bags, I got little paper bags, I got alcohol.
Hair
Um,
spray.
yeah, 'cause see, I still have 2 samples of hair that I still got from. I even took Daniel up to that spot. He's seen it too.
Yep.
But the hair that you see on my pictures come from that area, and they were 4.5, 5 inches long. But
And
I use rubber gloves
a pair of tweezers. You put your hair in a paper bag, not plastic. Plastic will cause them to sweat.
Yeah, condensation. Yeah.
Right. So I learned that. So I still have two. I done sent off 4 samples. I sent a sample that had a hair follicle on it to Meldrum, and I still ain't heard shit from him yet. I sent one off to Bigfootology in Canada.
He is. He's a very busy man. That's what I get told all the time.
Yeah, but see, Meldrum got in touch with me and wanted my follicle. I sent it to him. I said, give me an answer back. He said, okay. I ain't heard nothing from him yet.
No. Well, see, if I'm gonna send Fred, he'll take credit.
Well, I think a lot of people are taking credit for my hair samples. I mean, I could take Daniel back there probably this summer, and he'll get some good hair samples too.
Yeah, because when Fred had taken me and showed me the location, we found more hair samples out there that were on that pole, and we found some that was reaching my hand up. I mean, here I am. I was standing on the flat level ground, and I'm about 6 foot tall. Reaching up, the hair sample was probably, I'm estimating, almost 8 feet up altogether. It was about 2 feet above my head.
Yeah, because I got a video of me trying to me climbing that pole to get hair samples, and it showed me busting my ass on camera. But what they were doing, they come through that area, and they hit a power line, and they'd walk over, and they would go up on this little berm, and they'd sit there and lean against the telephone pole and scratch their back like a bear.
Huh.
And then they'd go right on cross over in the other patch of woods.
And there is no grizzly bear in your area, is there, Fred?
Is there what?
There is no grizzly bear in the area, right?
No, man. I've had
no.
people tell me, "Oh, it's bear hair."
Yeah.
I took a sample to the wildlife center down here in Waynesboro. Guy said, "That's a bear hair." I said, "Bull." I said, "No, it ain't." I said, "There ain't nothing in these woods that's got hair that looks like that." I plucked my hair and I gave it to him and said, "Here, check this out." I went back 2 weeks later. The guy refuses to talk to me. I said, "This is a squatch hair." He said, "How do you know?" I said, "There ain't no animal in these woods." "Oh, it's a bear. There's this." I said, "No. I said, "No. Not 3 different color hair. And the end of it being orange and real super curly." "Oh, it could have been a deer. It could have been a bear." I said, "No. A bear around here's got short hair."
And even the black bears that are most common around the most areas they do have any bit of brown or reddish is usually around their muzzle or around their snout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And,
But but the tracking, it all leads back to food source. You find a food source, all right, like a ferret elkhorn. All right, that area is famous for coons, bobcat, birds, and mountain lions, and coyotes. When y'all went in there, they would come. Oh, plus you got the crawdads, minnows, fish, stuff like that. Prime spot. That's a hot spot. That's where they come to eat. If you walk so many trails back there, like up there at the reservoir, if y'all would go by Elkhorn and just keep taking rights, you'll come right out that reservoir and you get to the back of it. And there's a trail that goes all the way around to the back. Back at the reservoir is where the stream feeds in. Over to the left of it, if you're down there on the flat spot where the stream feeds in, there's an 80-foot wall right there. We've had boulders and rocks thrown at us off it from that wall right there. We've seen coon tracks, mountain lion tracks, bear tracks, coyote tracks, bobcat tracks, even some tracks I can't even describe. Don't even know what it is, But if you find if you learn how to track and track them to a food source, that's where your squatches is going to be.
Can I say something on tracks? I just like to sort of tie it together with what Tracy and Fred had talked about as far as the Sasquatch footprints being in line, characteristic of the gait and the physiology of the creature.
right.
And I also understand that the tracks, at least the 2 that I found, the ratio of the big toe and the little toe have been the same place. And the width and the length have a certain ratio that establishes the creature.
All right, this is a track. I cast it up there at Kennedy Ridge a week after me and Daniel was up there. This track is over 14 inches long. And this here, I think this is the one of the males.
Now I remember. Well, how far did you find that from the track that the small juvenile one that me and you found?
You remember when we come out of the field, we hit that first berm, then we
Yeah.
walk down the trail, then we cross the creek right there where that track is.
Right.
That berm right there as you walk in the trail.
Oh, okay.
His footprint was right smack on top of it.
Freddie, I had a question to ask.
Yeah, go ahead, Kimmy.
Do you think Sasquatch male feet are bigger than the females?
You know, that's good.
I mean, I would assume yes, but then again, I mean, I think that also can
Fully
depend.
grown. I don't mean juvies or anything like that. I mean fully grown.
Well, I'm going off based off of the findings over with the Patterson Gimlin film. That image that the footage they have of Patty, they have foot tracks that are found from that site, and they were about ranging from 17 to 18 inches long.
Yeah.
So
then you got the London tracks.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think the bigger the males, the bigger the footprint. I think the females. I don't know. I mean, they could be identical, depending on the height and the weight.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, yeah, that's a good point for it. Because I think even if a male is full grown, I mean, I think they all come in all shapes and sizes. I mean, if a male can be fully grown and be about 6 foot tall compared to a female might be larger at some cases.
Well,
so I mean, I think it could, like Fred was saying, it could depend on the full growth of that male or female.
That 6 foot that walked out in front of me in October, his tracks was like 13 inches long for a 6 foot. I guess it all depends. It's like some people born with big feet and some people weren't. They do have human in them that I know of. They can speak, and I think I mean the reason I'm saying 3 foot tall on these little juvies is for a simple fact that when the juvies that we saw over in Shoe Creek was about 3.5, 4 foot tall, and the smallest one had a 5-inch footprint, but he had a 6-inch handprint. So I think when they're born they got real small feet, but then as you get older the feet grow and grow and grow. Maybe that's why they're so quiet in the woods. The bigger your feet, the quieter you are.
Yeah, I think for example, I'm 6 foot tall. I know everyone's seen me in person. This year, depending on style of shoe or boot I wear from 11 to a size 12. Now this is made from my own foot. If you look at the details you can see the toes, and I don't think you'll be able to see it on here, but there is actual dermal ridges that came from my foot. I mean,
are you flat-footed?
I know you can't see it.
I am.
All right, here's the side. All right, here's the side view of my foot right here. The impression.
Okay. Big toes, ball of your foot.
Yeah.
No, you're
See
not.
Right here, you got the impression. You got the instep right here. It's flat here. Let me turn it around, rotate it around this way. If it makes any difference, I'll angle it. See, just like that.
Well, the outside pat. Well, the outside of your foot, outside right there, because that's your what? That's your right foot.
Actually, yeah, it was actually my left. Well, yeah, hold on. This was actually my left foot right here.
Okay, because I can tell that it was your left foot because of the thickness of the outer side of it.
Right.
That's the way those little squatches were when I found that trail when I was on that trail the other day.
Right.
They was all you could tell the left foot from the right foot because it was thicker on the outside of each foot.
Right.
You know?
Now, if you guys, I was gonna bring this to the camping expedition, let you guys look at it, because I mean I mean I basically made it for study and comparison to other possible tracks I may collect in the future. But there is actually you can see dome ridges on the big toe and just on different parts of the ball of the foot. I mean, I know you guys can't really make them out through the computer, but to see it in person, you could clearly see it without using magnifying glass. But yeah, here I am, 6 foot, and that's about a size 11 to 12 foot size cast, and it's roughly about 4 to 5 inches wide right here, and of course it narrows about 3 inches down by the heel. So yeah, about 3 to 4 at the heel. So kind of but somebody my size could have a smaller foot or a bigger foot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it all depends on the person, and all that. But so
Yeah, because you got I know that there's squatches out there that what we would call autism. There's a lot of animals out there like that. And like the ones in my area, they're I know there's a day watcher. That's who keeps burning my head up in the Kennedy Ridge area and everything. But I do know when I was up there at the place the other day, I could smell them and I could hear them, but they kept their distance. So I'm figuring by the middle of June, I might start to have some physical action up there. I don't know. But as far as the tracking goes, if you take and learn to read a track, especially for food source, because an animal lives for food. They got that on their mind 24 hours a day. Food and water. Squatch is the same thing. Food and water. You find the water, which is plenty of it. You find the food source, you find the squatch.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Tracy?
That's exactly right. Wherever you've got a pond and a lot of food, you'll find these.
Yep.
You see right here next to my mouth, right next to my mouth on the print.
Boy, he must have dug his toes in pretty good, because I can see how far he dunked it in. I can see the bottom part of his toes right there at the crown of his foot.
You know how Daniel showed his mid-tarsal on his footprint?
Yeah.
Now look at this. I mean, this is in behind the toes. You'll see the gap where the step was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look down the middle of it from the heel, there's the heel. See how shallow that was?
Yeah.
All the weight was on the front. Right here in the middle where my fingers are,
Yeah,
where the muscle is of the mid-tarsal break, just like Fred's are.
yeah.
His lump.
Yeah, I remember when you did that video when you found those tracks, and then even the impressions, and then made the cast. Yeah, I remember I showed my dad that. He was very impressed with that. Yeah.
It was one of the nerve-wrackingest days of investigating I think I'd ever had. Just knowing something had came through there that morning or that night and left them for me to look at.
I want to hear your audio.
Huh?
I want to hear that audio.
Of you mean the
Where you put
audio from that night?
Where you put the audio recorder in that stump?
I've got it. If you go on my Facebook and go all the way down to I think into January.
Yeah.
I've got it on there, but I had to delete that off my audio recorder because I had so much stuff on there. I had over 1,000 hours on the audio recorder just from that area. So
I'll tell you what, I still got my audio recorder. I ain't even I haven't even finished listening to it yet, and I got some heavy breathing on here. It really kind of freaked me out because
Can
it
you
was,
play it?
huh?
Can you play it for us? My ear up here.
Where's some, uh,
Can y'all see my ear good?
well, the way this is, you gotta, well, put it to you this way. The way this is laid out, it was windy, and the creeks are high, and the wind was cranking about 15 to 20 miles an hour. But the first 10, about 13 minutes into it, I started hearing some,
Darth.
yeah, and then all of a sudden you could hear, then you could hear a real slight crunching, and that crunch lasted 3 seconds. That was the step. Because when I rolled up in there to get it, I found a 9-inch footprint
Hmm.
that was in the leaves, and you could tell he was standing there because it was his right foot. And you could tell he got down on one knee or something and sniffed it.
Yeah,
That's what you're hearing.
that's exactly what I had back in the early part, well, late part of winter.
Yeah, because he'll sit there and they'll get down on their hands and knees or on their feet, butt squat down, and he'll lean down. They go and then go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got a recording of one going, and I didn't even know if Paul picked it up. This is what I heard. This was right behind me. This is what I heard. Except intensified, kind of like right behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's not no bear.
No,
Oh,
no, it wasn't no bear. And this was right behind me where I was sitting. Cause I sat there for about 20 minutes, and the way Paul was talking, he said the way it sounded, it was less than 4 feet behind you, and I never heard it. So these guys are slick. I mean, it's leafy, it's leafy. It's dry leaves. It's pine needles. It's laurel brush. And if they can sneak in on behind me and I'm not hearing them, you know how good they are.
Well, Fred, you and Tracy both have some great audio right on top of the recorder. Now, is that curiosity that draws them in, or what?
In
I
my
believe
area,
so.
they see me do it. They see me lay the recorder down because as soon as I hit them woods, they start following me.
Hmm.
Because on last year's audio, I left my camera and my audio there, and it was less than a minute and 50 seconds. They was coming in on the recorder, and you could hear them breathing. You could hear them growling and grunting. I've even had them pick up my recorder and go, and then set it back down. But when he set it back down, they would set it 3 or 4 inches away. Now, the last time not this time, but the time before I left my quarter out there, they moved it from one tree, moved it 4 feet behind that tree to another tree, and covered it up exactly the way I had it.
Yeah. I wish they would have done it that way in my area, because
Oh,
I went up there to put the recorder back underneath the stump, and the stump was totally ripped out of the ground, gone. I looked for that thing for 3 days and couldn't find it. The stump.
Did
And
you
I
find the
had to
recorder?
find me another place to put my recorder, and when I did, they ended up pulling it out and setting it near another tree.
Yeah,
It's one of them deals where they want you to know they know you're there looking for them, I believe. I really
yeah,
do.
yeah. Because it took me 4 to 6 months for this group to get used to me. Because when I went in that day on May 10th, when I went in, I said two things. Y'all stole my jars and where you at? And Paul Halsey picked it up. He tried to debunk it on my audio. He said I picked up two sentences, or a word and a sentence. I said, what's that? He said, you remember when you said y'all stole my jars? I said, yeah. He said, I picked up, uh-huh. And he said, you remember when you said y'all stole, where y'all at? I mean, shit. I said, y'all stole my jars and where you at? He said, when you said where you at, he picked up, we are here. And 2 minutes later is when I videotaped him. So they can understand, and they know. And like what Sharon Day was saying the other night, and Daniel, you can agree with me on this. If you No, you wasn't on. You wasn't with us that night. Sharon Day said that the Squatches have got a sensory on their follicle or something in their hair that they can sense when you hit the woods. And
That
I'm
was
like,
interesting. The hair helped him sense.
yeah, because Nikki's one that asked a question, and Sharon just blew it out of the water right there.
Mm.
When she gave that answer, everybody said, that makes sense. It does. And when I go in my area, they know I'm there. Because I go in, I sing, I hoot and holler, I talk to them like I'm talking to everybody else. And so I let them know that I'm there. And every once in a while, I leave my recorder. And they know they'll pick my recorder up. What, you let me leave that camera there? They will not step in front of it. I've tried every trick in the
Yeah,
book.
Fred.
They will not go in front of that camera.
I
I believe
watched
they
your baby
walk around
Squatch
behind
video
us.
this week, and I was really impressed. You could see some hair, but like you say, they wouldn't go in front. Is that smart or what?
I've even used a
I believe
fire.
they walk around the behind of them.
Yeah. Now, I've even taken a bucket, made a hole, and camouflaged the whole bucket, put the camera in there, and I made it just slow enough to where you put some apples and stuff in, but I put a piece of cardboard around it where they have to come around in front of it to get the apples. And I put this 8 foot up in a tree. Apples were gone, but they never stepped in front of that camera.
Uh,
They can sense that camera. They know the difference between the audio recorder and the camera. They'll pick up the audio recorder, they'll carry it around, they'll grunt in, they'll snip it, they'll play with it, but they will set it back to where they found it. That's something I did find out. That's something that blew my cookies. Usually when an animal finds something, he'll keep it.
Hey, Fred.
One thing I keep coming back to, thinking about the expedition, the first week of May this year, was at the gifting area, that 2 pieces of wood laid in a perfect cross right by the table that Tracy said.
Now,
I
and
just keep
yeah,
coming
we got
back to
that on,
that.
which is pretty cool because we got that on film too from your camcorder, correct, Cliff? 'Cause it
Yeah,
was me. Yeah, that's right. If anyone hasn't seen it, check out Cliff's videos and your YouTube channel is just by your name, right?
yes, Cliff Stanley. And
Okay.
Tracy has a video of that too.
Okay, great. Yeah, when especially
At
when
least
I
it's the first part where we left and there wasn't a crosshair.
right because yeah, Tracy and Elijah were the original ones that set it up.
Yeah,
So
because Tracy's also got a video that's got a Squatch eyeball in it. He raises his camera up at nighttime. He picks up an eyeball, but when he comes back down, he picks up another green, but it's a flashlight, and you can see the beam coming out of the flashlight from his left to his right. But when he went up, that eyeball, he went up about 8 foot, and there was an eyeball there about big as a golf ball.
mm.
that's when we had the red eye shine. Was it the
yeah,
green infrared?
yeah,
It, it
yeah.
was
When you were doing that one, that's when we were all spread around the lake.
yeah.
You
You
know,
you
Because
I
that's
didn't
when
nothing.
you
Wish
you
I'd
was
paid
talking
more
you
attention.
you was talking to you was saying something because all I could see was a circle from your night vision, and you
Yeah.
and you hit a tree right in front of you, and you kept going on the left side of the tree. But when you went on the left side of the tree, you went up and you picked that eyeball up. I don't think you realized. Then you went back down. There was
Huh?
a flashlight beaming from your left to the right, and
That
you could
was
see
that to the left to the left of us is where we got the red eye shine from after I got done with that. Actually,
Well, when you went up, I seen a green eyeball, and it did not move. It was just like staring at you. It could have been. That could have been his one eyeball. Like he was standing behind a
it
tree,
might
and
have
he kind
been
of went out.
perched.
Huh?
I'd have been partially out from behind a tree or something, maybe.
Exactly, because when you went back down, somebody was Elijah on your left.
Yeah, he was on my left because he had all he had to do was he turned straight back around and said, "Oh, yeah, I see that. Are you ready to go yet?"
Because if he was standing on your left, he was facing. He was on your side, but he was facing from your
Yeah,
left to the
on
right
this.
with the flashlight in his hand.
Yeah.
See,
Oh,
now I caught that.
yeah.
I dissected that video.
Well, thank you. I'll go back and dissect a little bit more.
Yeah,
I
now
can see
remember,
it.
like I say, when you get to the part, you got that tree in front of you, and you go over, you go to your left, and you go up, and you see that eyeball. When you bring your camera straight down, that's when you see the flashlight.
I don't know. And that would have been the time when I was showing where Daniel and them was. To the left of him.
I think you were talking.
Yeah, because I pointed the camera to the right and said, Kimmy and Darren's down that way. I said,
Yeah,
we're stuck in the middle and my boy's fishing. And then I went up and then I come down the hill toward where Daniel and Cliff was and said, now Daniel and Cliff's up here and they're getting activity. And that's what I said. And then
yeah,
that was it.
because you was talking because you was because you had your night vision on your camera or your phone or something, and all I seen was a circle. But when you
Yeah,
went to the left of that tree and went up, I seen the eyeball. When you come down, I seen the flashlight, and I seen the beam on it, and I knew that was a flashlight. I said,
yeah,
"Damn,
because his night vision will look like mine will look the same if I take my night vision binocular and put it in front of my camcorder. It'll
yeah,
basically kind of give the same idea. I mean, it'll actually give a little bit bigger views, but because of the way the camcorder is projecting. So, but
but I,
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I didn't even try that though. I mean, the only thing I
because
had when we were around the lake, I had my parabolic going. So
I can tell you from where they were standing, where that eyeball was, that squatch was no more than 35 to 40 feet away,
That's how far the eye shine was from us.
and I wasn't even there, and I'm guessing all this shit.
Yeah, it was about 30, it was 30, 35 yards up on the hill. I mean, it was the hill, we had like a little holler here,
Yeah,
and then the hill went up, and it
yeah.
was over on that hill is where
Yeah,
we seen
because the further you walk down that trail where when the little piers are, the steeper the bank gets.
yeah, yeah.
You
hmm
get down to that third pier, that's where you go around that bend you go around that bend, the road follows around to the right.
And that's where Daniel and Cliff was.
Right there at that
hmm
pier is where that boy that I had with me and my brother that one night, and he said he just folded up. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Up there on the hill." I said, "What?" He said, "Look." And I turned and looked up the hill, and I seen those two red eyeballs. He was standing up there at the top of the ridge. He could have been about 8.5 foot tall. He was standing there looking at us. And then he just turned and walked right over. He just took and walked right over on the backside of the ridge. But we did
Now,
get a lot done this that.
yeah, the activity I had down on my end. Hold on, yeah, the activity I had down on my end was hold on, I'm getting feedback.
Hmm.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you fixed it.
Okay. Um, I don't know. It's still acting up. Hold on. Sorry. I don't know. I got everything plugged in. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, yeah, the activity that was coming in on my end, where I was listening through my parabolic mic after I radioed down to uh, Tracy. I was hearing activity up on the ridge behind us, and then that's when he started hearing stuff too through his parabolic mic. But then before that, at some point, as I was listening while we were out there, I had to stop and ask everybody. I got on the radio and I asked, "Did anybody just cough or anything?" Because I had a response from which sounded like I don't know, like a bark or oh, I don't know, it was like a roof or kind of sound, and everyone said no, I didn't cough, I didn't make no noise, it wasn't me. So,
Hey,
but apparently huh?
was this the sound?
It was actually it was loud. It was quick and louder. It was like like a something like
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
Maybe
like
like something clearing his throat.
kind of like a grunt. I guess a grunt would be the best way to describe it. So
Yeah, he was letting you know, like, hey, I'm over here.
yeah,
Like,
because if you listen, you could clearly hear the footsteps, the movement, the walking, and the snapping of limbs and stuff on the ground. That's everything I was picking up.
Wasn't it
Now
cool?
keep in mind, all this didn't happen till Kimmy did her vocalizations, and we did appear a lot of that. Within what, about 5 minutes at spaced apart.
But of course, you did have Kimmy was the only female there. Now, if there was a lot of males there, they was eyeballing her.
Yeah, because we were all keeping silent except for except for the communication between all of us on radios. Because me and Cliff were teamed up, Tracy and Elijah were teamed up, and then Kimmy and Darren were teamed up down at the beginning of the lake, by the boat ramps. So, and yeah, I mean that's what it was Kimmy who triggered all the activity there.
it
So.
was all her fault. She started all
And you know what, Kimmy? I thank you for it being your fault, because that's what gave us an exciting night that night.
Hey, everybody, hey, y'all, let's give her a big hand.
Yeah.
Give her a big hand.
I had to throw in a whoop.
There you
Yep.
go. I'll tell you what, and whenever we go squatching here, I'm going to invite y'all and whoever wants to come, y'all come on down if you can. But Kimmy and Dan and Cliff, we've got to get together and do some stuff around here too. Just like Fred and Daniel, they go out together sometimes, and if we stay active and learn more, then we can come back and share it all with everybody else.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to getting out there again. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't have my weekend plan, but I play things by ear. I mean, I've already been talking about trying to go up in this one area that I've been in not long ago, and Fred knows of the area very well, and I found a lot of interesting signs and some I found some bear tracks up in there, and I've had some other activity in there as well when I was last up there. So it's an area I might go check out if I can get up there this weekend. It's actually not far from where I live. So, but one thing I wanted to jump into, actually, Kimmy asked about it a little while ago, and it was kind of like it would kind of relate to what we were talking about. Talking about this, Fred was discussing how Sharon Day was talking about the hair sensing and everything. I I wanted to talk about zapping and being zapped. I know it's something that we talk about often, and I thought we could maybe talk about that real brief before we end the show. So
It hurt.
yeah, yeah, it's I know Tracy got the experience. Tracy and Elijah very much so. I know we talked about it on the one show, and but Kimmy, you experienced some too while you were out there.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
last time we were at the lake, it really hit me hard.
Hmm.
When Darren and I were walking back off of the berm there and coming towards the road, I almost dropped to the ground. It hit me so hard.
Hmm.
Now, did you ever think, a lot of that area up there has got what they call electronic fields on the ground. It's like where like all your fields come together in one spot. And
Oh.
sometimes I like in my area when I had that one girl, she went to this one. She was trying to rock that was something had lifted that rock up and set it up on the side. When she walked over and stood, and when she did, she dropped to her knees. She said it felt like electricity run through her. What's called electro fields or whatever you call it that Earth produces.
No, this hit me in the temples real hard. And it
Right
made me
here.
sick in my stomach, right in my temples.
Yeah.
Just hit
Yep,
me.
Daniel got hit like that one time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. That was on my right side here, my right side of my temple. That was in Fred's area. Well, we were in a different part of the one area from where we started. Well, actually, was that the same day, Fred? Yeah, that was the same day, wasn't it? Where we
Yeah.
found the juvenile track.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, yeah, this was actually afterwards when we came out of that one trail down off the ridge. We came out into the field and walked up into this other. Well, there's another
We just made a
trackway
horseshoe.
track that goes.
Yeah, we just made a
Huh?
horseshoe turn. We just come off one ridge. We just come off
Yeah.
one ridge, just went around the lower side of it. But
Right.
they
And we
was up
started going
there.
up through the woods. Yeah. And I was feeling fine. There was nothing going on. But as soon as we come out of the woods and come up onto that trail, as soon as I walk up onto the trail, now keep in mind I did not tell Fred right away because I thought it was just it just hit me all of a sudden. Like I was feeling the headache and the pressure right here on my right temple, and about maybe I don't know about 2-3 minutes later it kind of went away. And then I told Fred about it, and he said, "Yep, that's and he said, yeah, you just got zapped because that's what happened. It was my right temple. I was feeling fine. There was nothing wrong with me till I got up into that one area, and as we started walking up, it was like I said, a 2 to 3 minute, maybe five, roughly maybe 2 to 5 minutes, maybe. It's
Because
as long as it lasted. But as we
because
kept walking, I mean, I was fine.
yeah, because the day I went up there, I went up on the where I took Daniel the first area. That's where the right side of my head started hurting. And I was too, and the only thing I think was I was too close to, I was too close to him. Left out of there, when I walked out of there, my head stopped hurting. But when I walked around the ridge to the lower trail where the stream is, the left side of my head started hurting. And then the further up that trail I walked, the more intense the pain was. And if you look at my video, walking part two, you can see the pain in my face from being zapped.
Yeah, yeah, I remember watching that video. Yeah,
And I mean, I don't know how they do it, but I tell you what, it does not feel good. Some people get weak knees. First time I got zapped ever, I felt nauseated. I felt like I was going to puke. But I kept walking, as soon as I got out of the area, it's like I never even had anything. It's just like I felt fine as a rose. It just,
Yeah. Have y'all ever thought of this? You know how we were talking about the people missing in the woods?
yeah.
You know, people, hikers missing, stuff like that. You don't, I mean, what was to say that a hiker didn't know nothing about this, didn't care nothing about it, didn't believe in it, came across an area where he got sick and just knelt down and stayed sick the entire time? And maybe deceased. Maybe his heart, maybe their heart couldn't take it because it's that much pressure on your head. If you've got any problems, such as blood clots or high blood pressure, sugar,
Well,
hmm
say that
my, yeah,
wouldn't affect
yeah,
you being able to be capable of getting out.
yeah. Well, besides my back being whacked up like it is, I'm healthy as a mule.
Yeah.
My back's the only thing wrong with me right now. I mean, I'm disabled, but what I experienced, I've never ever experienced in my entire life until I got into squatching. And whenever my head hurts that bad, they are there.
Mhm.
It's either they watch you saying, "Hey, you're getting too close," to my clan or something. I don't know.
I think it's the males that do it.
Huh?
I think it's the males that do it.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, you got to expect because the females will have the babies with them, and they do have a day watcher to watch over that keeps an eye out. And I think that I've been zapped by a day watcher, and I think what it is what they call we call them dards. I reckon. You know,
Yeah.
it's like those little ones called the meerkats. Everybody does my thing, but they got one who always keeps a lookout.
Yeah.
I think that's the way the squatches do. What's that guy's name? Jackson. The one he was on Finding Bigfoot where they showed where Bobo proved it was fake. You know, where he's shaking that tree.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the guy's name, but yeah, they
Yeah,
found
So
they proved
forth.
that to be a hoax.
Yep.
yeah.
So
Well, um, I forgot what the hell I was talking about.
Sorry, I get like that a lot.
hey,
Well, I have a couple thoughts on zapping.
Mhm. Yeah,
The
go ahead,
source
Cliff.
given that it might be, thank you, Daniel, that it might be derived from sound, infrasound,
Hmm.
low frequency in the 18 to 20 hertz range,
Right.
which is well below human hearing, but certainly in the range to have physiological effects on the body.
You lost
Now,
me. You lost
Now,
me when you said that fancy
let me
word.
talk about the vocal cords then. Now, Sasquatch,
Uh,
given that they would have bigger vocal cords, might have a greater ability to generate that infrasound with the vocal cords. And I've
mhm.
also read something about it was an ability that they developed as they grew older. I
Right.
forget where I read that. I wish I
And
could remember this, but what do y'all think
also,
about that?
well, also, did you read about possible ultrasonic sound waves and stuff when you read that? Because I came across
No,
something that
just
was,
infrasound, very low sound waves.
yeah,
infrasound, ultrasound.
yeah, ultrasound. Yeah, I read something about where
ultrasonic.
ultrasonic and infrasound kind of have a role play together, which possibly has an effect where it carries a sound wave that we're not hearing, but it's the way it may penetrate, perhaps. I mean, it's something I have to really look into more. I'm just more or less talking out of theory from what I read, but I mean, nothing. I don't know. It's not really put in, you know, stone because I think that a lot
You
of people looking
don't
into it.
know what you don't know.
Right. So anything's possible. I mean, uh,
But
um,
I
I
do,
think
but
it's
I do
pretty
know that in the areas that I videotaped them, I've been zapped twice there. But the worst was over in Kennedy Ridge.
hmm. Now,
Did not.
one thing I'll add that like I know when we went camping and everything, and when everyone else that night around the lake, a lot of people were getting hit pretty good. Now, like I got hit when I was out with Fred, but I know I myself, nothing. I didn't feel nothing the whole time we were out there. Now, I did mention after we had our activity coming out the roadway from the lake and had our little activity that we had that you guys have seen or anyone else has watched Cliff's video. After we came out of that road around a corner, headed back to camp, it's like all of a sudden I felt very relaxed and calm. The whole time, I guess because I was excited and everything, I didn't realize, I guess there was some tension going on, but I wasn't in pain. But I guess maybe because I was excited. But like I said, it's like a real relaxed, calm feeling came over me. It was very relaxing, overwhelming. So I don't know, maybe perhaps that was something I was experiencing and didn't realize it. But I mean, I think with different people, it affects different people. It affects people in different ways. Some people, like Fred was saying, he mentioned the
Huh?
Thank you first, Daniel.
Wrote it up.
He froze.
That or he just sent him off a long time.
true.
Oh Lord, we done lost Daniel.
I know the time that I was zapped the worst and knew it.
All right, you guys.
There he is.
He's coming back.
He's fading in and out. On the fadester.
Hey, everybody talk like you're in Chinese on a Godzilla movie when he comes back.
Hung Chow. Oh, yes, I'm going.
Go,
Hey,
Godzilla.
Cliff.
Yeah.
Next time you want Chinese food, call the restaurant and say, I want to order 3 orders of Hung Chow.
Oh no.
All right. I might freeze up again. I gotta close this.
Okay.
That's the limit that I set for this show.
Running out of time.
Oh, yes, 11 hours. 7 after 11.
All right, the whole show freezes up.
That's fast enough.
Yeah, we're running out of time. So, to everyone, make sure you tune in for our regular show. 8 p.m. We will have Mitchell Waite. It should be an interesting discussion with him and his. All right, you guys froze up.
Froze again. Yep.
I'm still here.
So here we're froze up.
Yeah, I think you should. Now, all we got to do is click it off. We can still have an after show.
Yeah.
Ramsey's draft. That's over with. That's over.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We're still live. All right, never mind. I feel this.
Having technical difficulties.
Daniel,
Live. Hold
you
on.
can still go off there and still have an after show.
Yeah.
You can still have still have the after show off the air.
Y'all thought I was
That's really.
up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Kimmy,
It still says trying to
Ramsey's
stop.
draft is going
It
towards
said failed to
Elkhorn
stop
Lake.
broadcast. Please try again.
Actually, it's on the other side of Elkhorn. It's on the other side.
So it's before Alcorn.
No. You're in West Augusta when you go to Ramsey's draft. It's before you get to Buckhorn Inn. In other words, you're going toward Highland County.
Oh.
You stay on 250. You go by the entrance to where you turn to go toward the camp. Just keep on going. You got the little store up there, Carpenters. Just stay on 250. You go right into it. It's a pavilion up in there, you know, where people park and go fishing up in there.
Mhm.
I've been back in there for years, and I've seen squatches back there.
I think it would be a good place to go.
Yeah, I mean, you have to walk the stream. You have to follow the stream going up, and you finally hit a trail. But that goes back up on the mountain.
And where is that?
Huh? Ramsey's draft. It's between it's in West Augusta. Like when you're on 250, you take a right to go toward the camp. Go straight. You got this little station up there. When you stay on 250 and go take that right turn around the bend on 250, that first little building on your right is the post office. As soon as you pass that, you're in West Augusta.
Okay.
That takes you over to Headwaters. Then you got Bull Pasture. Then you come down the mountain. Then you come into McDowell. Now, when you come into McDowell, stay on 250. That takes you to Monterey. But when you go over to Crab Run Bridge, you take a right. That's a little community called Doe Hill. That's where I lived at. That's where I had that 81 Bigfoot in 81 come out and stand in front of me. up on top of Jack Mountain. He big boy.
Some big mountains.
You damn right there's some big mountains back in there.
Hey, I just want to know one thing. Why is everybody upside down?
Because you're
I
upside down.
saw Tracy was upside down.
Let's go this way. Here. How about that? Say what you
There you go. Look at
do. Give me a headache.
Okay, I'll straighten up. Shoot.
Where's
Hey,
Daniel at? He's still alive, but
I think he's still alive. We're not.
It says he's left the chat.
yeah. But
Can he come
no, here's
back?
the situation, man. The motor I got is the G model, which produces 180 on the low end, 180 horsepower on the low end. The header's a guy that has 35 more horsepower. Right now, I got my Chilton's manual. I'm ready to open up. I get my distributor in. I got to figure out how to hook all my wires up because I've never taken a 6-cylinder out and dropped an 8-cylinder in. Wiring is one of my worst It's one of my worst things. But hopefully I'll have it. Well, I'll have it on the road by then. That way, because I ain't gonna have no excuse, you know, my Jeep breaking down because I'll have a good motor, good solid motor. I can do wheelies with it.
All right. You're going to do good, ain't you?
Well, when you supposed to come down this way again, Cliff? I mean, not Cliff, Tracy.
Hang on just a second.
When you, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I say, I got a shitload of areas to squat in. I got over 13 miles on the coal roads alone that run up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. You know, there is one camp up there on top of Bald Mountain. And I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. You get in the clearing, you could see 50 miles of nothing but mountains.
Wow.
We got Sharanda Lake, the upper lake, the lower lake. We got Mill Creek, which is the main streams there. We got 2 reservoirs to mess around in. Got the Kennedy Ridge Cave, which is 40 foot wide. I talked to a guy yesterday. He said last time he was up there, a family of 4 could live comfortably in that cave.
No.
Sounds worth visiting.
Somebody's.
Looks like Daniel's coming and going.
Yeah. He's always coming and going somewhere. Hey, I had an idea. You know, Michael White's, Mitchell White's supposed to be on your next show, right?
Right.
Does everybody here like Coca-Cola in a red can?
What, you talking about battery acid
Like
cleaner?
what?
No, Coca-Cola. Pop.
Yeah, cleans battery acid.
What we need to do is all of us get 1 can of Coke or 2 cans, however. And y'all get like 1 can, I'll have like 2. And what we'll do is I'll act like I'm passing them out to y'all during the show. Like, hey, anybody want a Coke? And then I'll just do like this. I'll go, here you go, Cliff, here you go. Then y'all reach up like y'all are grabbing it and pull it down in front of you, like I've done handed you a Coke. That'll be kind of a good way of.
I use Coca-Cola for cleaning my acid off the battery and cleaning mud off my windshield.
Excuse me, did you say cleaning your ass off batteries?
The acid.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. Sorry, Kimmy. Pardon language.
Kimmy.
Yeah.
Are you trying to clean your SD card?
Oh,
Yeah.
You
we're
got
still alive.
you got your camcorder with you?
Yep.
All right. On your camcorder, let me see your camcorder.
Here, I don't know if I can do anything. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Tracy.
Okay.
Okay. Turn the camera around so I can see.
There's something here.
Okay. Now. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Put that SD card
I
in your
can't find
camera.
it now.
Huh?
I'm looking for it.
All right. Put it in your camera and cut it on. But do not hit record.
Okay.
When you put your SD card in and you cut it on, and then you got your little blocks. When you hit record, when you put this, wait a minute, let me see mine. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. Cut it on. Okay, you hit record. You cut it on. You looking outside or something? Mercy.
What?
Oh my.
Find the card.
Mercy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Dang it, Cliff. Where's your horns at, Cliff?